Hey everybody, and welcome to the Pedal Zone, and welcome to episode 2 of the very short chronicle that is my guitar collection. And in this episode, we're taking a quick look at my Jazzmaster Baritone. So the reason why I thought this would be the fitting guitar for the second episode is because if you watched the first episode, then that was about my customized Jazzmaster Jazzmaster, which is also a Squier. And that is the guitar that got me into Jazzmaster. So without this, I wouldn't have this. So I'm forever grateful that I got this guitar. And if you want to know more about it, then check out the video that I made on it up here in the corner somewhere. So this is the Squier vintage modified Jazzmaster Baritone, and vintage modified doesn't mean that I've done anything crazy to it. It's actually just the name of the series, and this guitar is basically all stock. The only thing that I've done to it is that I've switched the pickguard like I did on my Jazzmaster Jazzmaster, and it's once again the incredible magician that's called Indra Guitars who made it. As you can see, the graphics this time is all about the ocean, because that's kind of the feeling that I get when I play this thing. It both gives me the calm serenity of sitting near the ocean and just looking at it, and then it also gives me the seriousness and the gravitas of the situation of like almost drowning at times, because this thing is heavy. That's also why I fell in love with the sound of baritones back in the day. Without the soundtracks of Twin Peaks and without The Cure, I would never have acquired a baritone. I remember vividly those first notes to the Twin Peaks theme, and I had never heard anything like it. And at first I couldn't discern like what instrument it was. Just today, I learned that my mind has been messing with me all my life, because I thought that was a baritone guitar, but apparently it's a freaking synthesizer that sampled a baritone guitar. So I wouldn't be holding this instrument in my hand if it wasn't for a fake baritone guitar. So the reason why I really like this instrument is that it kind of forces me to play less notes, and that's not saying in any way that I play a lot of notes, because I don't, but there's just something about the frequencies that this instrument produces, since it's tuned lower than a standard guitar. It just fills the sonic space more and with ease, so I can just play a standard chord and just let it ring, and I'm happy. That happens very rarely whenever I pick up a standard guitar. When I play standard guitar, I just want to constantly play melodies and droning notes, and with this I'm just happy to play stuff with a lot of space in it, because it's these like deep atmospheric frequencies that just they instill peace in me, and I just want to stay in that feeling for as long as possible. That doesn't mean that I don't like to get heavy with this, because I do. It's awesome to just knock it to the bridge and then put on some heavy fuzz and just freaking drone away. But again, I really enjoy just leaning in to the slow and heavy with this just simple bar chords and very sparse simple melodies, and just leaving it hang forever. It sounds monstrous on this thing, and I just love it. It changes my frame of reference when it comes to playing, where whenever I pick up a normal guitar, I instantly, revert into a fixed way of playing that is my playing style. So it's just really nice and refreshing to pick up something that is, a guitar. It's very similar to a guitar, but it just, I don't know, it just makes me think differently about note choices and about space. That's the signifier of a cool instrument, something that just inspires you and makes you play in a different way than you normally would. And this one definitely ticks all the boxes there. It's all stock, and that's because I really like these pickups. They are Duncan design, Seymour Duncan design pickups. It's single coil pickups. They are pretty bright and pretty jangly, more than I initially expected for a baritone guitar. But I really like that really serene clarity when using this with a lot of reverb and a lot of delay. It still manages to cut through. It's a guitar that I never really feel like I'm finished with. I really want to keep modifying it in a way, and even though I really enjoy the pickups, I'm constantly wondering if there's something else out there, something that might be a bit more balanced, because I feel like when in the neck position, I feel like it can be a tad out of balance in relations to the lows and the highs. The highs cut a bit more, and the lows could be a tad more present for my personal taste. That doesn't mean that it's bad. If there's pickups out there, if you have any knowledge about some cool baritone focused pickups, then please let me know in the comments below. I'm definitely up for tweaking this instrument some more in the future. So a fun little side story about this instrument is that at one point in time, this was actually the most expensive, the most valuable instrument in my collection. I don't know if it still is, but definitely at one point this was the most expensive instrument I owned. And when it was launched, it was a pretty cheap instrument, and I got it pretty cheap, you know, used. I think I paid 200 euros for it or something. Shortly after I acquired it, it got discontinued, and then the prices just skyrocketed. And it was, of course, down to one, it got discontinued, but also two, a tiny Liverpudlian band called Loath started using this guitar, and they just exploded onto the scene with their heavy shoegaze sound. And when people started to notice that they played this really cheap instrument but got freaking amazing sounds out of it, just the used market went haywire. At one point in time, this thing was several thousand euros worth. I don't know if it still is. I haven't kept up with the used market. I know that other brands have made some guitars that copy this, so the used prices might have dropped since. But I totally understand why people want this guitar. It feels awesome to play. It sounds great, and also it's actually a really versatile instrument. Mainly because of the scale length, because a typical baritone guitar is around 27 and a half inches in scale length, but this thing has a 30-inch neck scale length, meaning that you can actually also set it up as a bass 6. I personally haven't done that yet, but I really want to try it at some point so I can get those Robert Smith Cure tones that I absolutely adore. But other than that, I just think we should hear the three pickup positions without any effects on them, and then dive into some nice ambience on the neck pickup with some reverb and delay, and then chug away with some fuzz in the end. All right, gang, that's all I have for you about this guitar today. I know that I haven't covered everything because I absolutely know nothing about guitars. I'm not here to talk about tech specs, I'm here to talk about feelings. So I hope I covered all the ways that this instrument makes me feel good. But if there's something very specific you want to know about it, or any other instrument in my collection, then drop a comment below and I'll try to answer it to the best of my abilities. All right, thanks for watching along. You've been awesome. I've been Stefan, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye.